In Austin, I saw it pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, focus reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, gritted from ear to ear. Craving and rating and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to go on, stay on air talking. Last night I was doing the After the Storm, my Thunder post game analysis live stream, and made it for about 30 minutes, a little after 30 minutes, and my voice just started dying. And this weather has just got me surviving. And so, anyway, I don't know how long my voice is going to last, but once it gets to the point where it's I can't really talk and it hurts to talk because my throat. But I'll go as long as I can, and then once that happens, we'll just chill out for tonight, get some rest, and be ready for tomorrow's show. And then, of course, the Thunder game against the Warriors tomorrow night, and then the Thunder game against the Lakers on Wednesday. So we'll see how those games play out, okay? But anyway, the Thunder last night took care of business for their 10th win in 11 games. And, you know, I thought we would have beat them worse than what we did. But the fact that we won another double-digit game. Remember, last year we had 66 of our 84 wins were double-digit wins. So this year we are. What did I say last night on the show? We were six out of 11, so 6-5. So 6 out of our 11 wins have been double-digit victories thus far. Of course, the 6 being last night. The Thunder are now 10-1, a 114-110 victory over the Grizzlies. And the game was closer than what it looks like, but the Grizzlies always play us tough for whatever reason. I don't know what it is with us and them, but they always play us tough. The Grizzlies was 17 of 44 from three. We were 10 for 43. Now on our live stream on After the Storm, our OKC Thunder post-game show, we've got a couple guys who hate the fact that we shoot that many threes. They do not like it, and I'm not a big fan of it either. I said that. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. I've said that I want us to shoot about no more than about 38 threes a game. I think that's about where we should be. But we get in these modes where we just want to shoot threes and we're not making them. And at one point last night, we were 2 for 13 from three last night in the first quarter. That's where we finished the first quarter, 2 for 13. And, of course, we were losing 25-33. But anyway, field goal percentage, they were 38.5. We were 43.2. We out rebounded them by 151-50. And then, of course, pips, my points in the paint. 56-32, we took care of business there. And then they had 14 turnovers to our 6, which is bad for us because our numbers are usually way higher than that, but it caused us to drop in overall standings with that. And then, of course, their bench smashed our bench 41-13 as far as that's concerned. When you look now at the box scoring, you can see what we did as a whole, as a team, in our stats when it's broken down. iHeart, 30 minutes last night, another double-double for him, 18 points, 13 boards, 8 for 11 from the field. I thought he played really good. He did get into foul trouble with 5 fouls, but a couple of those I'm just like, really? Whatever. Okay. It was a little physical and it got a little testy last night, but that's because the referee stopped calling calls. And when you get, as a former player, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you get in that game against somebody who's kind of a rival to you, it gets a little bit chippy mentally and physically. And then once it gets physically that way, you tend to mentally have a shorter fuse. And so that's kind of what happened. And the referees kind of let it go a little bit by not making some calls. And then it just kind of got out of hand, in my opinion. But we handled our business anyways. Chet, 30 minutes last night for Chet, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, no blocks again. 1 for 4 from 3. We have got to shoot better than that. We've just got to from 3. Our 3-point shooting percentage last night, 10 for 4, which was, 23%. Considering we were, 5th last year in 3-point percentage last year. We've got to shoot better basketball. We've got to shoot better, which I think we will by the end of the year, because last year we started hot and ended up being shooting worse percentage, and we've carried that on into this year. So, law of average just says that it's going to have to change, and we get hot towards the middle to the end of the year, and then once we get started making threes, it's over. No one's going to beat us. I did see a thing that SGA said that he didn't like the way we won last year because he doesn't think we played as good in the playoffs as we did in the season. And he said, including himself, he says he didn't think he played as good in the season, the playoffs, as he did the season. I 100% agree with him. And we had the stats up there last year in the playoffs that you could see exactly what he was referring to. SGA last night, 35 minutes, 35 points in 35 minutes. That's just insane. He's just efficient as they come. 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 11 for 22, 50% again from the field. He was 8 for 14, I believe, at some point last night, 8 for 14 or something like that. And he came back, I guess 6 for 14, I'm sorry, not 8, 6 for 14. And then came back and made 5 out of his last 8 to end up shooting 50%. Including those 3 threes in a row, because he was 1 for 9 or 1 for 7 at one point. And I was sitting there screaming, no, you just missed 2 in a row. And he came back to the shot. So he shot 4 straight threes, missed the first 2, made the second 2 on 4 straight possessions that he shot the basketball. But anyway, he ended up doing good, doing what we needed to do. And then, of course, 10 for 11 for the free throw line. And I heard these guys calling him the free throw merchant compared to James Harden. What did they say? That James Harden, his free throws were earned. I was like, you two, this is the thing I don't like about social media. You have a bunch of guys who never played, and they never have an opportunity to go out there and experience and know what the hell they're talking about, but their opinion is their opinion. And they just go out there and spew stuff that they hear. Bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. They just don't. They really don't. They just go with whatever everybody else says so they can get likes and clicks. And as you guys know, I am not like that. I don't care about that nonsense. I mean, I do. But to me, I'm more into this is what happened. This is why. And to me, if you're going to give your opinion on something, at least back it up with facts instead of just what you hear. It's ridiculous. That's why I like the fact that more athletes are having shows, even though some of them still can't communicate and can't talk, but they do have a name and they do have a following because of their name. So, but they're still terrible. Cason Wallace, 34 minutes, 6 points, 1 for 7 for 3. Caleb has not played, or Queso, which is what they call him, Queso. He has not played up to what we all believe he should be playing. He has not played up to that lately. We've got to get him to where he's playing better. We just got to. But anyway, Cason, what was he last night? 2 for 10 from the field for 20%, 1 from 7 for 3. He's just going to have to start shooting the ball better. He's just got to. Defensively, he's outstanding with 2 steals, and he can lock down just about everybody except what's our little dude's name for Indianapolis? Just exposes him like crazy. We had to put Dort on him just to stop him completely. A.J. Mitchell, 31 minutes, 21 points, 8 for 15 from the field. He's going to get his shots up when J-Dub does, and you got to give A.J.'s credit. He is doing the most with his opportunity that he's getting out of J-Dub's out, and that's what Cason kind of did last year when J-Dub went out during the middle of the year. Cason came up and was just absolutely fantastic, and you can see that he took full advantage of his opportunity last year. And We won without J-Dub. And I don't know what our record is. I need to look that up, what our record is without J-Dub playing. Just with SGA playing and J-Dub not playing, what is our record? And I know we don't have a winning record without SGA playing. We already know that. That's our guy. That's why when these people tell me, oh, J-Dub has more upside than SGA, I go, you have no idea what you're talking about. Don't speak to me ever again. You're an idiot. And people, I don't really like calling people idiots, but you're an idiot. If you think that, you know nothing about basketball. Zero. What are you watching? Because he's more athletic? Okay. We're watching a different thing. We're watching different games. Because nobody will say that has any real basketball skill. No one will ever say J-Dub has more upside than SGA. That's strictly nonsense. But once again, the Thunder doing their thing. Jay Will, he's going to have to play better. He is just, I'm sorry, 0 for 5 from 3, 0 for 5 from the field. All you do is shoot threes. That's your job, is to shoot threes. Not, take people off the dribble occasionally, but we don't want you trying to make plays. Just play good defense, rebound the basketball, and knock down threes. That's your only deal. You had 3 rebounds last night. 3 rebounds. Got rebounded a couple times, dude. That's your only job, is to box out and take charges, which you don't do anymore, which, used to be his thing. Everybody remember when he first got here, how many charges that he would take over and over and over. They were scared to drive to the basket because he's not going to block their shots. The only thing he can do is slide them and take a charge. He's not even doing that anymore. Barnhizer, I don't know why he's playing. Jang, I don't know why he's playing. Youngblood, I get why they're playing. I just don't. 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes. Those are lost possessions. That's what those are. Youngblood, he's like lost his confidence. Bro, come in and shoot the basketball. That's what you are. You're a shooter. Defensively, you're like Isaiah Joe. You're okay, but you're more of a liability than you are a positive to us on the defensive side of the basketball. Alex Caruso, 21 minutes, 5 points. 1 for 6 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3. Dude, he's my thing with him watching him is he pulls his head back. I don't know why. Does anybody fix that? All you got to do is push your head forward. Head forward, your shots are not going to be inconsistent. They're going to be way more consistent if your head's forward. It just is. It's just with balance. Isaiah Joe, 21 minutes, 3 for 10, 2 for 7. And once again, if he's not knocking down threes, I'm just not a fan of that. I'm just not. And I like Isaiah Joe. Okay? Here's our next schedule for the next 10 games. Of course, we won last night over the Grizzlies, or yesterday over the Grizzlies in Memphis. And this is just the number of games we played. It's just insane. I just don't. We played a lot of games, which is okay, which means we will be getting some rest. Okay? We will be getting some rest. That's what that says. Because what do we have? 5. We played, 5 games in how many days? What did I say last night? The number of games that we played. Let me see. What is it? I'm looking it up, guys. Excuse me here. We played 5 games in 7 days. And then after Wednesday, we'll play 7 games in 7, 8, 9, 10 days. 8 games in 10 days. Or 7 games in 10 days. That's just crazy. But what that means is you're playing a lot of games early and you're taking care of your business. And last year at this time, we were 9-2. We're off to a better start than we were last year. Okay? After 15 games, we were 12-3. So after our 15 games this year, we're at 11. 12 is the Warriors, 13 is the Lakers, 14 is the Hornets, 15 is the Pelicans. So we know we're going to win at least 2 of these games, agreed? So that puts us at 13-1. So I think we should beat the Warriors. The Lakers, that game is just, who knows, Austin Reeves is going to be going off because he's showing off for the Oklahoma fans because he went to OU. So, he's going to be on fire. But we just got to attack him. And the question is, are we going to have Dort? Because if we don't have our full roster, the chances of beating him go way down. But if we have the full roster of Dort and Caruso and Wiggins and Kaysen and SGA and A.J. Mitchell and Ihart and Wiggins and Chet, if you have those groups, we should be okay. But when you're sticking in just to put in lineups like somebody was talking to me last night, what is up with his lineups? And his lineups are just garbage. and he's just trying to sneak people in and give them playing time. I understand what he's doing, but I'm like, bro, we're trying to win games, and you're costing us possessions. Now, of course, against a team like last night, he had this wrong team in there. We were down 25-33. Let's go back. I'm got ahead of myself. Let's go back here. So we should beat the Warriors, so that will make us 11-1. Or excuse me, yeah, 11-1. The Lakers, however, I'm going to give us an L there. I believe if we have everybody, we should win that game, but it's just a tough matchup for us. But I'm going to give us a victory anyway. So that makes us 12-1. Hornets and Pelicans, we should win both of those, so we should be 14-1 in our first 15 games, and last year we were 12-3. So we'll see how that works out. Then, of course, the Kings again at home on Friday night, and then we have the Jazz away, the Blazers at home, the T-Wolves at home, and the Suns at home, which, if this group, we should go 8-2, 7-3 at worst. Like I said, the last 10, but 8-2. Somewhere around that. That's where I'm looking, because our record in 2025 was 15-5. We should beat that record. We should beat that record, in my opinion. We should beat that record. I think in you guys' opinion as well. Sorry about my voice. I apologize. But anyway, like I was saying last night, you start the second quarter, you're down 25-33, and of course we were 2 for 13 from 3. Okay, they went on a 10-2 run to close us out. And so you start A.J. Mitchell, Caruso, Jang, Ihart, and Chet. That's a pretty good 5, except for Jang. But, you're sticking Jang in there to kind of hide him. But you're still trying to get something out of him for trade value, and I get it. But I'm just not a fan. Then all of a sudden, SGA comes back in the game. It's 34-53. We're down 19. When he goes out, we're down 8. He comes back. 7 minutes later, we're down 19. And once again, it's 34-48 with 7:18 to go. His starting lineup is AJ, Kaysen, Ihart, Isaiah Joe, and Jang. That's who his 5 is. So he brings in Isaiah Joe and takes out Chet. Is all he did. Now bringing in SGA, you're down. You see that they're slowly starting to run on us, and you don't bring SGA in until the 5-minute mark of the second quarter, which he does quite a bit. He is the SGA cooler, as we call him. And, by the way, our guy Kaysen Wallace, he's had 1+ steal in 23 straight games for the Thunder. So congratulations to him. Keep that streak going. Not quite SGA streak, but still a great streak to be going. SGA, of course, has 83 straight games that he scored 20 points. And by the way, thank you, Thunder, for now talking about something that I've been talking about since the end of last year. And then, once again, all these shows, I just laugh. I'm like, these guys got thousands of subscribers and stuff like that. And not one of them brought this up. Why? Because they don't know anything about basketball. They're just running their mouths and saying what other people who aren't basketball knowledgeable, oh, yeah, I agree with that, because they're not knowledgeable. So unknowledgeable people are not going to listen to people who are knowledgeable, only knowledgeable people. But I don't get out there and promote myself like a lot of these guys, and I probably should do that. But anyway, SGA comes back in, it's 34-53. At halftime, it's 51-62. 51-62. Okay? Start the third quarter, we start with our regular group. At the end of the third quarter, SGA has 13 points in the quarter. And it's 85-80. So he comes out, and once again, AJ, Kaysen, Caruso, or Queso. Let's go AJ, Queso, Caruso, Ihart, Chet. Same guy started second quarter. Started fourth quarter. Okay? Now remember, when J-Dub comes back, he's going to be the guy that starts that second quarter with AJ Mitchell, which I'm really, really going to like. SGA doesn't come back in until the score is, what's the score? 95-92 with 6:48. And I've got on here, take J. Will out. He made a crazy, terrible foul. What are you doing fouling the three-point shooter? What are you doing? Why are you a non-athletic? What are you doing running at him, running towards his body? Just run out there and get a hand up. Just kind of give a halfway deal. Just kind of run up there. You know how you ran over him, and that we ended up getting lucky because he only made one of the three, and then they missed a shot. That could have been a 6-point play. Excuse me. That could have been a 6-point swing. We got lucky. So, but anyway, you bring SJ in, and at the 6:48 mark, and it's 95-92 when he comes in because it was 91 and he made the free throw. But that could have been 91. It could have been 95-94 with momentum to them. But instead, we got lucky. Set him down, and he didn't play no more. Thank God. To the end, when it didn't really matter. Anyway, it's now 99-94 with 4:20 together. You got SGA. This is when he comes in. He shoots a three, misses. Shoots another three, misses. Comes out, step back three, bucket. Comes out, step back three, bucket. Comes back, and one. Scores 9 straight. Game's over. And I've got in here, my bad. I'm with my bad, SGA. But he did take 2 bad shots in a row. Unfortunately, our defense saved us. And it gave him another chance. But he took 4 threes, he shot 4 threes in a row. Missed the first 2, made the second 2. They could have been very costly, but they weren't. And we handled our business and did what we needed to do to win the game. But that being said, I was not happy with him doing that. I'm like, bro, you got to take better shots than that. Especially when you just come back in the game, you're firing them up. Come on, bro. But he is the MVP. He is our best player. And he is determined to do what he does. And he was determined and is determined to make threes. And that's what his stats are. And let's look at their stats right now so you can kind of see what I'm talking about for this year and what he's doing. He's averaging 33.2 points per game, 52% from the field, 34.8% from three, which is going up compared to what it started the season at. And now he's at 90. So his goal is to average 30, shoot 50, shoot 40, shoot 90, 50, 40, 90, plus averaging 30 points, plus 30 points a game. I think the only other person to do that was Steph. I think he was the only other person to do that. So he's at that point where he's just dominating. Okay? And he is at 83 games in a row for making 20 points in 83 games in a row. He has scored 30 points in 10 of our 11 games this year. Okay? He has not played in 4 of our 11 fourth quarters. He has not played the game. Remember last year, 14 games. He did not play the fourth quarter. He's already at 4 this year. He was at 5 in 23-24. He did not play the fourth quarter in 5 games. Then he didn't play in 14 last year, and he's already at 4. So that says a lot of things about him coming out and giving us a lead in the third quarter, and then expanding on that lead with that, starting with that lineup of A.J. Mitchell, Caruso, Jang. Excuse me, it's not Jang. It's usually someone else. It's usually Wiggins. It's usually A.J., Caruso, Wiggins, Ihart, and Chet. And that's the one that makes the difference in the fourth quarter, and he doesn't have to play again because we have a lead going into the fourth, and they expand on that lead, and he doesn't need to play. So that makes it because he needs the rest. He really does. Chet, 19 points a game, 54% from the field, 33% from 3, 86% from the line. And then, oh, man, sorry. Oh, man, my throat's starting to hurt. A.J. Mitchell, 17.2 points a game, 46% from the field, 35% from 3, 92% from the line. Like I said, the one thing I want him to do is improve his three-point shooting. Bro, quit trying to score a bunch when SGA's on the court. Just give him the ball and then just go and pass and catch your shooting three. And you can see SGA doesn't really like it. You can see he's starting to get annoyed with him. When you go, when they run that pick and he's asked for the ball at the top of the key, he doesn't even look at him. He just takes it. He goes off that deal and takes it every single time he's going to shoot the basketball. And he's just trying to set himself up and prove himself that he's the guy. And, dude, you're not going to be the guy when the person who's guarding SGA is guarding you. When you're going to have Lou Dort guarding you. Or you're going to have Wells guarding you. Or you're going to have Marshall guarding you from Dallas. Or you're going to have one of those guys. That's who's going to be guarding you. Or what you going to do? Then, when the best guy's guarding you, you're going to be able to score like you're scoring now? We'll see. So that's my thing with him. But I do love the fact I want him to play last year because I think That second group needs a ball handler. And then when you add J Dub's ability to do what he does with that group, it'll be AJ, uh, J Dub, Caruso, Wiggins, and then probably I Heart Chet will probably be sitting out at that point. That's a nice five. That's a really, really nice five. I really like it a lot. Isaiah Joe, 15.2 points a game, 45% from the field, 42% from three. His three-point shooting is slowly starting to go down again. It went back up for those few games that he had, those really big games, but it's starting to just drop just a little bit, so we got to get him scoring again. Wiggins, of course, did not play. Ihart, 13 points a game, 65% from the field with his push shot. Unbelievable. I just can't believe our announcer. I can't listen to these guys. I just can't. I'd rather have the game off than listen to them. I mean, dude, you're a professional. You're the play-by-play guy for a professional NBA team, the NBA champions. And then last night, it's so funny. I wrote in my notes right here. I said, where is it? I said that AJ shot, that's called a teardrop, fellas. Talking about our fantastic play-by-play guy and our color commentary. That's called a teardrop. That AJ Mitchell made the shot, and they called a foul on Ihart for pushing. I think it was Jaren Jackson Jr. I think that's who it was. Triple J. I think that's who it was that called a foul. They're like, oh, that's just a good shot. I'm like, that's called a teardrop. If it's off 2 feet, it's a floater. If it's off 1 foot, it's called a teardrop, FYI. Now, some people call them both floaters, but they're not. One's a teardrop, one's a floater. Chris Paul used to shoot a teardrop because he'd go off one leg, and it was like a teardrop. So it goes straight up and straight down. Whereas a floater, Tony Parker perfected that by going off 2 feet. Allen Iverson did the same thing. That's the difference, and I had to put that in my note here. That's called a teardrop, fellas, since y'all didn't know what the hell it was called. That's what it's called. Y'all are professionals for the Thunder. Shouldn't you know that? Oh, that's right. Neither one of y'all were scorers. Neither one of y'all were really players. And Michael Cage was great inside, but that was it. He was a rebounder. Kason Wallace, 49 points a game, 42% from the field, 38% from three, 90%, basically 88.9% from the line. He's got to get better there. Dort, of course, that was off, and then Caruso, 5.7, 33, and 31. You got to get better than that, bro. And then Jay Will, I've said enough about him. 4 points a game, 31% from the field, 24% from three. Bro, you've got to be able to make that shot. I don't know what you're doing, but you need to be in the gym shooting 500 of those a day because you're going to be asked to shoot those, and so you need to be able to knock down that shot, my fella. You've got to be able to knock down that shot. You just got to. You really, really do. Take this opportunity. I thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county. They are the dudes to talk to. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guy Jose up. He'd love to be able to take care of you and make sure things are fantastic your way. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into one of their 5 locations. The main bank, 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YB East, which is off the Parkway at 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, and I-40 just south of I-40 right there in front of the Fairfield Hotel, not the Fairmont Hotel. YB People is located on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. Go check out either one of these spots. And, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. I just can't tell you guys how good this stuff smells. You got to go get some. I wore some for Randy Wright's inauguration. can't even talk. Into the UConn Sports Hall of Fame, by the way. Congratulations, Randy Wright, who's now a member of the Hall 2025 Hall of Fame class, High School Hall of Fame at UConn High School. Congratulations, big fellow. Well deserved, and you earned every bit of it. Very proud of you, my friend. Very, very proud of you. And as they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. If that's a guy, find your girl something. If it's a woman, get your guy some cologne, okay? And you can go to the Penn Square location or the Woodland Hills location if you're in Oklahoma City. Just go to any mall, whether it's a Dillard's, and they'll be able to take care of you, okay? Now, in the NBA scores last night, I went over those last night. Here are my NBA standings. That's what I wanted to get into. Here are the standings for the East and the West. As I said, starting on Monday, because this Monday we were at 10. So next week, I may do it this week, but probably next week on Monday, every Monday, once a week, or maybe twice a week, I'll update. Maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so 3 times in a week. That way they'll cover me all the way through. Gives me the first of the week on Monday after the weekend. Gives me after the Tuesday night games. And then that gives me, then Friday I could cover the Wednesday and Thursday night games. So that works for that. So let's try that. That way, the Thunder 10-1, Spurs right there 10-2, or 7-2, Nuggets 7-2, Lakers 7-3, Rockets 6-3. I mean, so everybody's right there. And you look at who we have to play coming up. We play the Lakers, we play the Warriors, and the T-Wolves. So we have all these teams coming up, and then of course we've already played the Grizzlies, which we gave them one of their losses right there. And then we have the Suns coming up, we have the Warriors coming up, and then we have the Lakers coming up in our next few games. So we have to take care of business. That's why I said it's going to be 8-2, 7-3 our next games. Now, of course, I'm not going to be mad if we're 9-1 again. Okay, but remember, after our first 20 games last year, we were 15-5. So we'll see what we are this year if we're better than that record. And it tells you this is without J-Dub, and this has been us hurt. Like we played one game, we lost the game without Chet, without Dort, without Caruso. Of course, that's when we lost to the Blazers, and that was on a back-to-back night after us beating the Clippers the night before. So. We gave away a game, and like I said, you can't give away games, but if there's a game you thought you were going to win and you didn't, because look at the Blazers. They're 5-4 with their head coach being out on charges of poker. And it made me mad on ESPN because today they were sitting there talking about Chauncey Billups and comparing him to what all the charges were. That's horrible reporting. His charges are about poker. His charges are not about fixing games. That has not been even brought up. I don't know why they're doing. I mean, it's just sensationalized and stuff. It's just pathetic. It tells you how far they've gone down. It's sad, dude. It's about poker. It's what he's about. It's about poker. And we'll wait and see what happens before it comes all the way down. Before I say anything about what's going on with that. Okay. Pistons in the East 8-2. Cavs 7-3, Knicks 6-3, Bulls 6-3. The surprise of the East is the Bulls at 6-3. Heat 6-4, Bucks 6-4, Sixers 6-4, and that's without Paul George. When he comes back, they're gonna be making a run. And you got to think Tyrese Maxey has been balling. He had a nice dunk last night on our guy Cade last night. It was a nice play, but of course, Cade wasn't really trying to find him. He was just trying to He was just trying to play defense. He wasn't really trying to block it. He was just trying to annoy him a little bit, and hopefully that he was thinking he was going to foul him or something, and he misses the dunk. That's about all that was. He wasn't really trying to block. He's like, he got dunked on. No, he really did not. That's not getting dunked on. I've been dunked on before. That's not it. Then of course you've got the Raptors 5-5, the Hawks 5-5, and the Celtics 5-6. And you got to think the Hawks doing that good without Trey playing right now. You got to take your hat off to Quinn Snyder, what he's doing there with the Hawks. They've got a pretty good team, so we'll see what they're going to be able to accomplish. Now, in our power rankings, this is how I've got it broken down. Thunder, of course, are still number 1. The Spurs are number 2. The Nuggets 3. The Lakers 4. And you can see that's basically what I have. The top 5 in the West is my top 5. And then I go to the Pistons, the Knicks, the Bucks, the Cavs, and the T-Wolves. I got the T-Wolves last out of that group because I don't think they're playing as good as those other four teams in the East. So the top five in the West are all West teams. Or the top five in the West are the top five in my power rankings. And I did not know that, but when I did these power rankings, I went back in and then looked and did the standings afterwards. I was like, oh, look at that. Pistons, Knicks, Bucks, and Cavs are all sitting right there. I'll put the Bucks above the Cavs, and I don't know if that's really true or not. And I've got the Cavs maybe should be 7, but to me 7, 8, 9 are all right there. I think the Pistons are the best of that group, but I think they're all together right there. And the disappointment has been, to me, has been the Orlando Magic not in there at all. They were picked by one of my teams to start out, and they just have not done anything at all this year, at all. Now, here's the main reason why the Thunder are number one in my power rankings. You look at our team stats. We're fifth in scoring, first in giving up points. We're fifth in overall field goal percentage. We're number one in holding the opposing teams to field goal percentage. Free throw percentage, we're number one, middle of the pack for our teams, which has nothing to do with us. Assists, we are not passing the ball a lot. For whatever reason, we're not scoring. But defensively, we're fourth, top five as far as allowing other teams to score. And that's as far as getting assists to score. Pips, once again, points in the paint, not allowing teams to score on us, points in the paint. We're 37.1. We're first in that. Steals, we're second in that. Third overall when we stealing the ball, second in giving up, so we're taking care of the basketball. Blocks, we're eighth as far as us blocking the shots. Turnovers, we're second, 11.3. We're fourth in taking away the basketball. Then here's the key stat to me. Fourth quarter, holding our opponents to 24.5 points a game. That's why you're 10-1. What do you do when the game is on the line? That's what you do right there, okay? Now in the NFL, there's yesterday when I was looking at when we were looking at the scores yesterday. Here's the scores from yesterday. I can't even talk. The scores from yesterday in the NFL. You have the Falcons and the Colts. Colts, of course, took care of business last night, 31-25, or yesterday morning, actually, 31-25. The Browns beat the Jets. The Jets beat the Browns, which wasn't a shock. And, of course, Dylan Gabriel was named starter again this week for the game. And I just believe they're going to wait till after the bye and then sit Dylan Gabriel, because Dylan Gabriel's not the guy. He's just not. I like Dylan, but he's not the guy. He's just not. He's just not the guy. But I do like him. But he doesn't belong to be. I saw him at OU. I'm like, well, really? And I saw him play a couple times. I'm like, yeah, that's not my guy. It's not a guy. Saints beat the Panthers, which was shocking. I thought the Panthers would get a victory over there, but the Saints took care of business. Maybe that's because of the quarterback, maybe. Changing quarterback. Patriots surprised me. I did not pick that game. I thought that the Buccaneers and Bake Show would handle their business, but the Patriots, man, they were really, really good. I mean, really, really good. I have zero things to say. I mean, Vrabel is building a squad over there, and he's had enough years to know what works. Offensive line, defensive line. Give me a quarterback, and he doesn't have any really weapons. But Tom Brady really didn't either, except for the 1 year that he had Randy Moss. Other than that, he really didn't have any weapons. He had some good players, but overall, I mean, Wes Welker was really good. Amendola was good, but he really didn't have anybody to really, really outstanding wide receiver except for the 1 year he had Randy Moss, and they should have been undefeated. But once again, Eli Manning beat him twice. Beat him twice in the Super Bowl. Ravens beat the Vikings, which, of course, we picked. We knew that was going to happen because of the simple fact that I did not think that, sorry about my voice, that Lamar, he plays against the NFC, and he just, 20-something and 3 or whatever, something, or 20-4, 20-something and 4. It's really insane that he does not lose to the NFC. And if he ever gets to the Super Bowl, I think it'll be the same thing. Those teams aren't used to playing him. They aren't used to his speed. And I don't think they can do anything to stop them. I really don't. I think he'll handle his business. If he ever does get to a Super Bowl, I believe he will win it. The Bills and the Dolphins, I, I, I don't get the Bills. I don't get them. I don't understand them. I just don't. That's all I can say. I don't understand the Bills at all. Giants and the Bears. The Bears, of course, took care of business. Caleb, hey, another fourth quarter comeback. That's 4 this year. Can't say anything bad about the guy. He's getting there. And I said at the beginning, I said, leave Caleb alone. This is the first year he's had a coach that could help him. I still believe they should have fired Matt Eberflus last year. Why are you putting him with a guy that's only going to be here 1 year? What are you doing? But once again, some organizations just aren't well run. But Warren, being the former Big Ten commissioner and got the Big Ten what they need to do to make them successful, is now the president of the Bears. And, Ryan Poles is the GM. I mean, they've got to. I didn't understand that. Pulled him to Eberflus. What are you doing? Fire him. That's what I would have done. Fired him, but they didn't. And so I think Caleb is just now starting to get a coach, because I think Lincoln Riley, his one job was to get Caleb the MVP or the Heisman, and he did that. But I don't think he really helped Caleb that much. He did in some things, but Caleb was just a man among boys, and now he's a man among men. There's a huge difference in the play. But anyway, great job by the Bears. I predicted them to go there over under. When it was 5 wins, I predicted them to have more than that. I think I predicted them to do over on their win total this year. Jaguars and Texans. Texans took care of business, which I thought that they would. Denver Mills, hey, play good. Play good. No CJ, played good. Texans took care of business at home against the Jags. Seahawks and Cardinals. The Seahawks, they're for real. They are for real. They've got a defensive coach. They've got defensive. What did they do? Offensive line, defensive line. Give me a quarterback. Got very good running backs. They got very, very good wide receivers. And their defensive line, offensive line are outstanding. And then, of course, that front seven. And then their secondary is pretty reliable too. They're not nothing to sneeze at. So you gotta really appreciate the Seattle Seahawks and what they're doing. They're for real. Lions and Commanders. The Commanders, without Jaden Daniels, they're not going to be. The Lions just smashed them. That wasn't even a game. The Rams and Niners, I tell you what, that Matt Stafford, need to watch out for that guy. Need to watch out for that Matt Stafford Rams. They're building something over there. You really need to be mindful of what the Rams are doing there this year and what they've got for those guys. They're a team to watch now if they can just beat the Eagles. That's the key. Steelers and Chargers. Aaron Rodgers, bro, he's Aaron Rodgers. That's all I'm gonna say. We shall see. What you doing, baby? Hi. What? You get those eye boogers at all the time, okay? Hang on a second, guys. Let me feed my boy. Anyway, but anyway, I'm gonna go get off these airways right now. My voice is just struggling and it's hurting, and I've got some stuff I need to get done. I need to go by Walgreens as soon as I leave here. I need to get off and go by Walgreens and get me something for my throat and get that done. So, and with that being said, hey, everybody have a fantastic day. Remember, Thunder up, 2025 World Champions, and we have huge games tomorrow, which we will discuss that tomorrow with the Warriors coming up on Tuesday, the Lakers on Wednesday. Everybody have a fantastic day. Peace out.